Good day, grade 9s. Today we are marking exercise 16.6, all questions except you have to leave number 3E. Okay, number 1A is 2a squared b in brackets squared and 4ab squared. So now we know that this squared outside of the bracket counts for everything inside. This is from the exponential laws that you have to know by now. Okay, so 2 squared is 4. When I have a power to a power, I multiply the power. So it's 2 times 2, which is a to the power 4, and b to the power 2. And below the line, 4ab squared. Now I'm going to cancel out. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then for the exponents, I know that I actually have an exponent of 1 at a. So I'm dividing by the same base. So I'm going to subtract the exponents. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it's going to be a to the power 3. And the b's are going to cancel out completely. So it's just a to the power 3. Next, in number B, we have negative 12a squared b over 6ab. Okay, we are going to divide. Negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. Subtract the exponents. A squared minus 1 is just a, and the b's cancel out. So the answer is just negative 2a. Number C, 10a squared plus 15b over 5. Okay, now I cannot just start to cancel out and divide out because this plus is stopping me. When I see pluses and minuses in the fraction, I need to stop and factorize first. So at the top, I'm going to try to factorize. The first thing that I always do when I factorize is I take out a common factor. So it's going to be 5 that I take out, and in the brackets will be 2a squared plus 3b, and below the line a 5. The 5's cancel out, and I'm only left with 2a squared plus 3b. Number 1D, 4a squared plus 8b minus 6c over 2. Okay, so first I'm going to take the top and factorize. Take out a common factor of 2. Then I have 2a squared plus 4b minus 3c over 2. The 2's can cancel out. And then all I'm left with is 2a squared plus 4b minus 3c, the part in brackets. E. Negative 6a to the power 3b to the power 4 over 2a squared b to the power 3 times 3ab. Okay, so this one can sometimes confuse us because of that multiplication sign. This cannot be factorized. I can only factorize things with plus and minus in between. So this I have to multiply first. Okay, so it's negative 6a to the power 3b put to the power 4 over. Now I multiply the bottom part. 2 times 3 is 6. A to the power 3 because I add the exponents when I multiply with the same base. And b to the power 4. Now everything cancels out, but there's a negative, so it's going to be negative 1. F. Negative 2a to the power 3b squared in brackets to the power 3 over negative a squared b to the power 3 squared. Right, so now remember, when I have a power outside the bracket, it counts for everything inside when everything inside is multiplied. So negative 2 to the power 3 is negative 8. A to the power 3 times 3 is a to the power 9. And b to the power 2 times 3 is b to the power 6. In front of a there's actually a 1. So it's negative 1 squared, which is positive 1. I don't need to write that 1. And a to the power 2 times 2 is a to the power 4. And b to the power 3 times 2 is b to the power 6. Right, now I'm going to divide Negative 8 divided by 1 is just negative 8. Now I'm going to subtract the exponents because I'm dividing. 9 minus 4 is a to the power 5, and the b's cancel out. So that's the answer. Number 2a. 2x plus 6y over x plus y. X plus 3y, sorry. Now I'm going to take the top part and the bottom part separately and factorize them. Because I cannot just cancel out when there's plus and minus. So there are two pluses. So I'm going to just factorize first. Take out a common factor, 2, then it's x plus 3y over x plus 3y. I put that in brackets so that I can see a whole bracket can cancel out with another bracket. So the answer will be 2. Number 2b. 3x minus 3y over 6x minus 6y. Okay, take the top and the bottom part separately and take out a common factor. At the top I'm taking out a 3, and then it's x minus y. At the bottom I'm taking out a 6, and x minus y is left. The whole bracket cancels out with the whole bracket, and then I'm left with 3 over 6, which is a half when I simplify. C. 9x squared minus 1 over 3x plus 1. Okay. This top part can factorize first. I always try to take out a common factor, but I cannot. So the next thing is dots, difference of two squares. So it's going to be bracket minus, bracket plus, or bracket plus, bracket minus. Then I get the square root of 9x squared is 3x. The square root of 1 is 1. So it's going to be 3x minus 1, 3x plus 1. And in the bottom, 3x plus 1. I put that in brackets so that I can see that the whole bracket can cancel out with another bracket, and the answer will be 3x minus 1. Number 2d. 6x minus 12y over 4x minus 8y. At the top I'm taking out a 6, so I'm left with x minus 2y. At the bottom I'm taking out a 4, I'm left with x minus 2y. The whole bracket can cancel out with a bracket at the bottom, and I'm left with 6 over 4, which is the same as 1 and 2 over 4, and that's 1.5 when I simplify. Number E, x squared minus 4 over 4x plus 8. Take the top and the bottom separately. At the top, I have difference of two squares, so it's going to be bracket minus, bracket plus. X minus 2, x plus 2. At the bottom, I'm taking out a 4, so it's going to be x plus 2. Now the whole bracket x plus 2 can cancel out with the bracket x plus 2, and I'm left with x minus 2 on top and a 4 at the bottom. F, 2f. 6x minus 30 over x squared minus 25. At the top, I'm taking out a 6, so I'm left with x minus 5. At the bottom, it's difference of two squares, bracket minus, bracket plus. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 25 is 5. So it's going to be x minus 5, x plus 5. Then the whole bracket x minus 5 cancels out with the bracket x minus 5. So I'm left on top with a 6 and at the bottom with x plus 5. Number 3a. X squared minus y squared over 3x plus 3y. At the top, I have difference of two squares, so it's going to be x minus y, x plus y. At the bottom, I'm taking out a common factor of 3, so it's going to be x plus y left. Then the whole brackets cancel out, and I'm left with x minus y over 3. Number 3b, x squared minus 9 over 6x minus 18. At the top, I have difference of two squares, so it's going to be x minus 3, x plus 3. At the bottom, I'm taking out a 6, so it's going to be x minus 3. The whole bracket, x minus 3 cancels out with the x minus 3 on the bottom. At top, I'm left with x plus 3. At the bottom, 6. So it's x plus 3 over 6. Number 3c. 5x minus 5 over x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay, At the top I'm taking out a 5, so I'm left with x minus 1. At the bottom I have a trinomial, so it's going to be 2 brackets. The last sign tells me that it's going to be the same sign. Which sign? Negative, so it's going to be bracket minus, bracket minus. So then I take the factors of 1 that I can add to get 2, which is 1 times 1, that's the only factors of 1. So it's going to be x times 1 and x minus 1 and x minus 1. One of the x minus 1 brackets will cancel out with 1 in the bottom. So on top I'm left with 5 and on the bottom with x minus 1. So it's 5 over x minus 1 and that's the answer. D, 3x squared minus 6x over x squared minus 4. At the top I'm taking out a 3x. Remember the x as well. So I'm left with x minus 2. I always have to take out the highest common factor. I have to take out everything that I can. Cannot just take out a 3, I also have to take out the x. Then on the bottom I have x minus 2, x plus 2, because it's difference of 2 squares. Then I cancel out the x minus 2's, and on top I'm left with 3x, and on the bottom with x plus 2. And that's the answer. F, number 3f, x squared minus x minus 2 over x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, these are both trinomials. Let's start at the top. This negative sign tells me that the signs in the brackets will differ. So I'm going to have a bracket plus, a bracket minus. The factors of 2 that I can subtract to get 1, because there's actually a 1 in front of that x, that is 2 times 1. So it's going to be x plus 1, x minus 2. How did I know that the 2 will go to the minus? The middle term decides that he wants the bigger one. So the negative takes the bigger factor. So the 2 needs to go to the negative. Then on the bottom, I have 2 brackets. This sign tells me, the plus at the end tells me that I'll have the same signs. Which sign? Negative. So, positive, sorry. This sign tells me the signs will be the same. Which sign? Plus. So I'm going to have bracket plus, bracket plus. So it's going to be x plus 1, x plus 2, because the factors of 2 that I can add to get 3 is 2 times 1. Now I'm cancelling out the x plus 1 and the x plus 1. So on top I'm left with x minus 2 and on the bottom with x plus 2. And that is it for today.